team fights you get to see, the way that teams handle juggling the macro and the objective is always so fascinating to me. So it's definitely a fun one to observe. I'd rather observe it than play it. That's for sure.
Always the way, as we do see the Garrosh taken out very quickly. No surprise, you've been talking earlier on Masterfully about just how terrifying Garrosh is, especially on this map. You put up some amazing points, and as such, it will be removed.
Yeah, we're also going to see the Sylvanas taken away, and that makes sense. Those black arrows on the forts and keeps while the Immortals pushing can feel awful. No support for the team at all. No Garrosh ban, please, says Burger. But been gone. Sorry, friend. Lucio gonna be banned out. Someone we haven't really seen taken priority in the past couple of games that we've been casting, but nope, not today. Still not gonna see him. We could see Diablo, very powerful on the map. Not sure how much EU prioritizes him compared to NA. I know some people are still thinking like Diablo low, the Lord of
He
Error.
hasn't been seen at all. We've been seeing a lot of Imperius as a main tank, but very little Diablo so far. It's an excellent point as we see the Ana getting removed. It's D.Va! First D.Va game coming out from the Swedish house Mafia. We see them picking that up. This will be my first time casting new D.Va. Feels good.
Got to see a little bit of her yesterday on Fight Night, if any of you were there for that. Immediately, we're going to jump into some incredibly strong picks with the Urel and the Li Ming. Great for pushing, great for running, great for killing, just all around solid heroes. Immediately followed up by the Chromie Deckard, which offer a lot of the same as Urel and Li Ming.
They do indeed. Very high siege damage, a little bit of extra safety in the form of that Deckard Cane. And what they have done here is steal Ruby away from Inting for Ruby, so we won't get to see that. In fact, it may in fact be D.Va Inting for Ruby, although a lot of the teams have been going for the old HGC build, which is Sapphire, Potion of Shielding, Emerald, maybe swapping out Emerald for Cat Ice Cube sometimes, but that's what we've been seeing a little bit, a couple times throughout the day so far. As Imperius does make it into the draft, but in the ban phase.
Looking else here, what do we hope to see? And one thing I will say that Swedish House Mafia will have to be careful of is D.Va, big, thick character model. The amount of times that I've been someplace with a big old thick boy and you throw out the rubies and you're like, all right, get the rubies. And then everyone's like, where are the rubies? And you drank them all, you've taken them all because your character model is so big, and it's usually really nice because you're super low and then you're instantly full health, but then maybe your Greymane who's like jumped into Africa to get the kill ends up dying, so have to be careful of that. We will see Diablo and Raynor picked up, and this is looking to be an incredibly potent draft from Inting for Rubies here.
D.Va seeing those rubies and thinking they look like energy drinks and just picking all of them up as fast as possible. Like you said, the first Diablo in any of the drafts we have seen, and ETC. This is what would be considered American tank priority, as we see those come in, but the Greymane to go with that ETC gives them a, excuse me, chair, an extreme amount of burst, with that D.Va being the offlaner now, which will likely be a full metal, but we could see liquid cooling depending on how much harassment they want to deal. So we see Cho-Gall to finish out the draft. Now this could be the Bardic armor, which may help against Greymane. If not, that extra healing mana sustained for Cho-Gall and cooldown reduction on one good spread will be very helpful.
See, there is a question coming in from the chat. They're curious about why the Lucio was banned, and what do you think, Tetcher? I have my own opinions, but I'd like to hear, since you do know a little bit more about the region, why we would opt to take Lucio out of this match.
I'm not as familiar with Break Raven. The player name sounds familiar, but I can't recall the matches. I believe this is likely to be a comfort pick. It is also a very good map for Lucio because there's always walls, and if you have Diablo on your own side or you are planning on picking Diablo, then you might want to get rid of that Lucio, because Diablo is the best counter for Lucio because he's on a wall. What do you want to hit him into? Walls. So being able to try and take down Lucio is a big deal, but if you're not planning on taking it, or the enemy team has the tank pick first, if there is a comfort pick there for Break Raven, it's a sensible ban.
Makes sense there. Also, something to include, just the movement speed has been so important for um for rotating, and then for some of our slower tanks like Diablo, for instance. He's got the one engage, and then it's so hard to run to or away from him, so it can really kind of shut down your engages. Same thing with ETC. So if you have kind of an immobile tank, makes sense to get rid of the Lucio. Like, you most commonly see it with an Arthas, like ban it away so your poor Arthas can catch up. But just in general, if you have a low mobility team, makes sense to get rid of him.
Fish swimming deep. But yeah, let's introduce the teams. Would you like to start with the team on the left?
I would love to, because I can read these names. Fish 777 on that Diablo going in. Minehawk immediately getting almost nearly incinerated there. Those are a lot of adjectives. Fish going to pay the price for defending their friend. However, the members of Swedish House Mafia getting quite low as well. So that is Fish going down. Rainy Day Eric is going to be your Rainer. Minehawk on that Li Ming. Break Raven is your Stukov. And up in the top, we have Baby Houdini, which is a great name.
This is just a good named team. Everything is solid here. But on the right-hand side, in the orange strongest again, these teams are 1-1 since match number 3. We are seeing Skoog play it, which means Forest on this D.Va. Gonna be playing that out. It did go for liquid cooling, by the way, so cool to see that. Very fun talent. In the bottom lane is going to be Burger, aka Burgolt, on that ETC. Gia on the Chromie, Galnaguna on the Deckard Kane, and Maka is going to be bringing out the Greymane and is going to be winning the objective thanks to the charge onto ETC, removing Diablo from that point. Diablo still perishes, and they even get Break Raven and Rainy Day with the Sandblast. That's a triple kill, and the camp going over to Swedish House Mafia.
Really quickly, they're stacking up these kills 4-0, a whole level ahead in Soak. Rainy Day, almost with the slick Galaxy Brain plays, getting rid of that Chromie Dragon's Breath, but in the end does fall. Fish is back. We'll take a look. They've been dead so many times. How many souls do we have? Oh, we have 8 souls, baby!
He's been having a little bit of a rough time. He is going to charge some mercenaries into turret range, but yeah, small dibbles. Not having a good time yet.
Are going to see the teams look to start heading over to those bruiser camps as we get ready for the Immortal to spawn. We'll be up in about 45 seconds-ish. Meanwhile, lanes really push in favor of Swedish House Mafia. I really, really liked the team fight comp of the side of Inting for Ruby right now. Swedish House Mafia is blowing me away with their ability to just blow up a single target, even if it's Diablo, like at level 1 with spell armor. That's insane.
They're doing a fantastic job here. D.Va has gone for the rushdown on level 4. 4% hero max health is actually really decent, and D.Va getting the healing on the mech for that, and the 100% increased damage to non-heroic targets. This allows Skoog to wave clear super fast and get percentage damage in fights. One of the few talents that actually does this. Silence onto Bergolt, who is going to be forced to be zoned away. Fish rooted, stunned, and bopped by Sand. He is perished. The bomb gonna blow up a vent.
0-5 with 3 deaths on Fish there. Diablo is really feeling the pain. That's got to be so frustrating. He's got a little bit of an uphill battle whenever he's not with Urel, seeing his team is so ranged and plays so far back. Diablo goes in, and there's nobody to go with him. So until we can maybe see that Calamity where Li Ming wants to come in and get a little bit more aggressive, this is going to continue happening.
Skoog, you can see, has popped that liquid cooling. This allows him to use his fountain from anywhere on the map. Burgos, though, gets caught out. Burger slain here by the rotation of Inting for Ruby, able to pick up their kill. The objective, the Immortal, is going to be won by Swedish House Mafia, though, forcing the large rotation up to top lane for the members of Inting for Ruby.
should be a fairly easy defense here for Inting for Ruby with the Rainer, with the Li Ming. We can see them already pushing away. Nearly gets stunned by that Immortal, but able to use that blink. And now we're going to see really the power of Gia on this Chromie, who's just going to blast everyone from the safety and comfort from their own fort, basically.
Mini stuns coming in for Scoop, bringing out the hit, the Nitros here. You can see that stun onto Fish, allows them to secure that kill. The fort is going to get bopped here and is taken out. The quick rotation of D.Va to set up that kill. Quick wave clear using that rush down. They're playing this very, very well. And they're going to try and gank Baby Houdini. Let's see the escape artist in action. Dead.
I think that was the Avenging Wrath coming out, and so nothing that Baby Houdini could do there except for die quicker, get back faster, I suppose. It's okay, I'll respawn.
I needed to go back anyway. This is just a quicker way for me to get mana.
Buys a free trip back to base. Are going to see level 7 come online here for the side of Inting for Ruby. We've got that battle momentum for Diablo, who so desperately needs it so they can get in and out here. Chromie does have those slowing sands, and Fish really feeling the pain. However, Burger is going to get blown up by the Li Ming combo and staying under that fort, just under there for a little too long. That -20 armor can really hurt.
They thought they could punish Fish by pushing him into the slowing sands. The fact he stayed in the slowing sands for basically the full duration and just ate the slows. Them thinking they could punish him, Swedish House Mafia moved up, and Fish did Diablo things. Flipped the ETC into their fort, and they picked up the kill. Beautifully done. And they tried to go for Skoog. No stun from the Shadow Charge, though, which meant the boost of D.Va kept going, allowed her to get away.
We're going to see it come back in with that diabolic momentum. Almost got a Rhaegar, wrong doggo. Greymane going to be able to use that disengage to get out. The slowing sands of Chromie getting so much value here. ETC is back now. Slide. Out comes the micro missiles. Level 10 online for Swedish House Mafia, who are showing such a dominant performance in this game number 3.
Skoog with like a cooling active right now. You can see that fountain healing coming out. He was tanking quite a few fort shots for his team, using that healing. Quick stun onto Baby Houdini, but Baby Houdini backs away. Everyone's able to back up. Skoog healing up. Reminder that liquid cooling also has your fountain's cooldown reduced to 50 seconds. Just under every minute, you can get a full fountain heal in lane. Very cool to see that, and it's working quite well so far. And with that, with the minion wave pushed up by D.Va, by Skoog, they were able to grab their second fort of the game.
Big shouts to Skoog, by the way, playing the D.Va, because there currently is a little bit of an issue with her medallion. Whenever you move it, it goes back to 6, depending on which form you enter or leave. So, a little bit of a disadvantage there, and still carrying Fish. Gonna get stunned under the Immortal, gonna get locked in to that Scroll of Sealing, gets hit by the Mosh Pit, tries to drop everything, but the CC is unreal. He's still alive. Finally does end up going down there, and geez, let him control his character, please. Or her, I'm not sure what.
No one can control their character. Everyone's getting bullied out here. Sand comes onto Mind Talk. Marker on the run. Sand comes out. All the time trap denied. Marker the kill, but they get it anyway.
The Stingle Bee step there by Greymane. Not quite BM, just enough to let you know. We are going to see this, I was going to say potential Bruiser camp taken, but looks like they're just focused on the race. 12-3, very reminiscent of our game just a couple of moments ago. Watching Washed Up. This is going to be the Immortal going down here, and we could potentially see a keep fall in 8.5 minutes.
We may do indeed. Chromie and Greymane both had to go back to base. Both were low on mana, and Greymane was almost at Immortal stun kill level. There was no extra stun, but it was definitely not worth sticking around and pushing with that. Deck of Potions could only do so much at this stage. So everyone ports back, and they will make it before the Immortal makes it to towers. In the meantime, split soak for Baby Houdini, trying to make sure that his team will get to 13 if, and most likely when, they live through this push.
We'll have to see. Kills will determine everything here. Rainy Day Eric getting caught in that slowing stance. Fish just not being able to go in. D.Va Mech finally does go down. Self-destruct immediately being popped, and it's so weird. How did Li Ming kill it, but also their self-destruct?
That is interesting. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Face melt comes out. Finally encore. It took us 3 series to get it, but we have encore coming out for Burger. D.Va is out. He hit the Nitro speed boost getting out, but this is still danger. Burger with the stun into the root. They turn on it, and Diablo is deleted. Oh,
Trying to see the mosh pit come out. 3-man mosh pit. Scoop tries to disrupt it, but ends up immediately canceling that rush down there. Gonna pick off 2 members, and you know, in the nicest possible way, Tetcher. These are the most value moshes that we're seeing, so it makes sense to get the encore.
Also,
the
casual mosh on the sleep. Just walks in, doesn't even need to power slide to set it up. Just mosh pits just by walking up. Imagine you're sleeping in bed calmly one night and an entire metal concert walks into your bedroom. As we see D.Va rooted by the core down to 50%. And Swedish House Mafia are going to be moving on to the quarterfinals unless Li Ming gets a lot of resets right now.
At 7% on the core, that's going to be going down. 10.5-minute game. GG, another kill out there just for good measure. At least trying to even it up a little bit.